Y'all, you probably think the Toronto Blue Jays are done after that gut-wrenching 3-1 loss to the Dodgers last night. But hold up, Blue Jays Nation, can you believe this bombshell? We're heading into Game 7 of the World Series tonight, and I'm telling you, this heartbreak might just be the fuel that ignites the most epic championship run in franchise history. That freak ninth-inning ground rule double that crushed our souls? George Springer turned on the clubhouse music and reminded everyone why we're here. Today we reveal why this devastating loss could actually be the move that redefines Toronto baseball forever. If you believe the Blue Jays can rise from the ashes and make history again, stay tuned, hit the like button, and subscribe to be part of the comeback. Blue Jays fans, comment your city below and let's show the world that Jays Nation stretches from coast to coast. Look, I've been bleeding blue and white since those magical 92 and 93 championship runs with Joe Carter and Roberto Alomar. I've seen this team go through rebuilds, heartbreaks, and miraculous comebacks. But what happened last night at Rogers Center wasn't just another loss. It was a defining moment that's about to separate the pretenders from the champions. Kevin Gausman was dealing absolute fire through 6 innings, holding the Dodgers to just 3 runs while striking out batters left and right. Our ace showed up when it mattered most, giving us everything we needed to close out this series at home. The crowd of 44,710 was electric, ready to explode into the biggest celebration Toronto has seen since the Raptors' championship run. But here's where it gets crazy. The 9th inning rolled around and Alejandro Kirk gets plunked by that nasty Roki Sasaki splitter. X-rays came back clean, thank goodness, but that set the stage for the most bizarre ending in World Series history. Addison Barger rockets a 105.5 miles per hour missile to center field, and the ball gets lodged between the wall padding and the turf. Ground rule double, runners stranded, dreams crushed. Now here's the kicker that nobody's talking about. George Springer, hobbled and hurting from that right side injury, walked into that clubhouse after the most devastating loss imaginable and turned on the music. Not silence, not sulking, music. That's championship DNA right there, folks. The veteran leader looked his teammates in the eyes and said something that should give every Blue Jays fan chills. If you told us day 1 of spring training that you were going to be playing Game 7 to win or lose the World Series, would you take it? Every single player in that room said yes without hesitation. Remember what this team has overcome this season. Down 2-0 to Seattle in the ALCS and nobody panicked. We've been the comeback kings all year long, and Kevin Gausman said it best after the game. I think everybody in here feels like we can beat this team. That's not false confidence. That's earned swagger from 182 games of proving doubters wrong. The Dodgers think they broke our spirit with that freak ending, but they have no idea what they just awakened. Dalton Varsho talked about the trust this team has built all season, trusting the guy behind you no matter what. That trust doesn't disappear because of one unlucky bounce. But wait, there's a twist coming that'll flip the script on this entire series. Max Scherzer is getting the ball tonight for Game 7. Mad Max, the postseason legend who's been waiting his whole career for a moment exactly like this. 3-time Cy Young winner, World Series champion, and the grittiest competitor in baseball. The Dodgers are reportedly going with Shohei Ohtani as their starter. But here's what the mainstream media isn't telling you. Ohtani hasn't started a postseason elimination game in his entire career. The pressure is completely different when you know one mistake sends you home for the winter. Before we continue, smash that like if you bleed blue and white and believe in Blue Jays magic. Drop a comment about where you'll be watching tonight's Game 7, because we need all of Jays Nation locked in for this historic moment. Now, here's where it gets interesting. The analytics nerds are giving the Dodgers a slight edge, but they don't understand what Rogers Center becomes during elimination games. The energy, the noise, the pure electricity that flows through every seat in that building. Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman have never experienced anything like a Game 7 crowd in Toronto. John Schneider has been masterful with his bullpen management throughout this postseason, and he's got Jordan Romano ready to slam the door in the 9th if we can get there with a lead. Romano has been lights out all October, and there's something poetic about potentially winning the World Series with a Canadian closer on the mound. The offensive game plan is crystal clear. We've seen Yamamoto twice now, and our hitters are starting to time up his splitter. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. has been patient all series, working counts and setting up his teammates for success. Bo Bichette's speed on the base paths has been a weapon, and tonight could be the night he steals home with the championship on the line. But here's the scenario that has me most excited. Picture this: bottom of the ninth, tie game, George Springer limping to the plate with runners in scoring position. The same guy who turned on the music last night, the same leader who refused to let his team break, getting one last chance to write his name in Blue Jays folklore forever. The optimistic outlook? We win tonight, and this becomes the greatest championship story in franchise history. 3 decades of waiting, heartbreak, rebuilds, and near misses, all leading to this one magical night where everything comes together. The parade down Yonge Street, the celebration at City Hall, Toronto showing the world that baseball still matters in Canada. The cautious take? We're facing the defending champions on their biggest stage, with their superstar getting the ball and their lineup that's been clutch all postseason. But you know what? This Blue Jays team thrives as underdogs. We've been counted out before, and we've made believers out of everyone who doubted us. Tonight's Game 7 starts at 8 p.m. Eastern, and I'm telling you right now, if you're not watching this game, you're missing the most important 3 hours in Blue Jays history since Joe Carter's home run in '93. The trade deadline acquisitions are paying off, the young core is stepping up in the biggest moments, and the veteran leadership is showing why championship experience matters. This isn't just about winning a World Series, it's about cementing this group as legends in Toronto sports history. Here's my bold prediction for tonight. Max Scherzer goes 7 strong innings. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. drives in the go-ahead run in the 7th, and Jordan Romano gets the final 3 outs to send Toronto into absolute pandemonium. The drought ends tonight, and this team writes the perfect ending to the most incredible season in recent memory. Blue Jays Nation, we've waited 32 years for this moment. One game, winner takes all. Everything we've dreamed about since we were kids playing ball in the backyard comes down to the next 9 innings. Who do you want to be the hero tonight? Who's going to step up and deliver the biggest hit in Blue Jays history? Drop your predictions in the comments, share this video with every Blue Jays fan you know, and subscribe if you want to be part of the celebration when we bring that Commissioner's Trophy back to Toronto where it belongs.